Hey guys, have you ever wondered what happens if you don't pay your business taxes? In this video, you're going to find out. If you owe business taxes and do not pay, eventually IRS is going to come knocking. And let me tell you what that looks like when I say IRS is going to come knocking. The very first thing that's going to happen is you're going to get a reminder due notice. The first notice that IRS sends to you when you owe on your business taxes. If you don't respond to that notice, you're going to receive a notice every 30 days because IRS has what's called the automated computer processing system, that when a tax return goes in and a tax balance is assessed, they automatically send notices out to you so that you can pay the balance that's due. If you don't pay the balance that's due, the next thing that will happen is IRS is going to start assessing penalties and interest. And penalties and interest can mount up very quickly. IRS will assess underpayment penalties for not paying the amount of tax that's due. They will assess interest on the amount that you owe. And that means that the amount that you owe can end up being 25% higher than when you originally started because of penalties and interest. And it will keep building and building, and you could end up with a tax bill larger than you ever imagined or larger than when you initially started. Once you owe IRS and penalties and interest start to mount, IRS is going to increase their collection efforts. What do I mean by increase their collection efforts? IRS is not playing around with business owners. They are going to now level up the next step by sending you a certified letter in the mail that you actually have to sign for, that is going to let you know you owe us money, and if you don't pay, we're going to levy or lien your assets. And those letters can become very unnerving. When you get a levy notice in the mail from IRS, IRS is putting you on notice that you have between 4 to 6 weeks before they levy your assets. And levy your assets means IRS will send a notice to the bank, letting the bank know that if there's any money under the name of your business, that they are going to levy it, meaning they're going to take it and remit it to IRS. If you receive a levy notice, there are things that you can do, and you have 25 days in order to do something before that money cannot be sent back to you. If you get a lien notice, that means that IRS is going to put a lien on your credit report. They're going to put a filing with the county that says, Mr. Smith owes us money, and this is how much Mr. Smith owes. That means anytime your credit is pulled, anytime you try to refinance your house, anytime you try to get a loan, that lien is going to be sitting out there, and that lien is going to need to be paid so that whatever you're trying to do can get done. IRS will not release a lien until you have actually paid them the tax that is due. The other thing that I want you to be aware of is what you need to do if you owe IRS and you cannot pay them. The first thing I want you to know is do not ignore IRS when you owe business taxes, because business taxes are different than owing individual taxes. IRS will send out a revenue agent to knock on your door. They will send someone out to your customer's location, and they can actually lien and levy at the source of your customers. What does that mean for you? That means that if you get 1099s from customers that you work with, IRS will have that information on file, and they will send notice to them that instead of paying you directly, remit that money directly to IRS. So what you can do is, number one, don't ignore them. That's the first thing you need to do. Number two, call IRS. Let them know that you cannot pay the taxes. When you make contact with IRS, you have done something that is very, very important. That means that you are admitting to IRS that you cannot pay them, and instead of getting on the non-voluntary compliance list, you're on the voluntary collection list, saying that you are volunteering to give IRS information regarding your financial situation. That means IRS is no longer chasing you, and you are volunteering to offer them information. When you do, IRS will get a financial history on you, and they will help work out a payment plan. That's right. You can pay IRS over time. You can pay taxes over a 3-year period, a 5-year period. You can even pay your taxes over the statute of limitations for collections, which is a 10-year time period. But if you don't work with IRS, you won't even find out this particular information. You can go into a payment plan that is going to be something you can afford to pay. But you gotta know, you gotta come clean with them, you gotta work with them, and you gotta communicate with them. They are going to ask you information. You're gonna need to provide them your bank statements. You're going to need to provide them with your ability to pay, which includes looking at how much you have to pay in rent, how much you have to pay in a mortgage, how much you have to pay in your car note, how much your daily living expenses are. So there is a standard by which IRS will look at and say, you know what, Mr. Smith, we understand that you cannot pay us, but we're gonna need you to squash down your living expenses. And we're gonna give you some time to do it, but after that year's time period, we're gonna be looking to collect more money from you. So IRS will work with you if you work with them. Also, what's important to know that when you own a business and you get a lien filed against your business, IRS is going to communicate with the state revenue departments as well. IRS communicates with all 50 state revenue departments. That means that if you have a state refund coming, you are not going to get that refund. All the state governmental agencies have a reciprocity agreement, which means they will communicate with each other, even the states that you think are non-taxable states. So there will be no refunds of any kind, even if it's a refund where you overpaid another state department. In addition to that, if you have a business license, if you are a licensed professional, IRS is going to go to your state and they are going to get your license suspended if you owe them money. So anybody that has a license to perform business, a real estate license, a beautician license, a tax license, a medical license, your license can be held up until your taxes are paid, because IRS wants to make sure they do everything they can to receive their money. In addition to that, they can also revoke your ability to have a passport as the owner of that business. My advice is if you owe IRS business taxes, that you get in contact with them immediately, or you hire a professional that knows how to deal with IRS, that knows how to properly negotiate a payment plan with them, or knows how to get you back into compliance, because if you owe IRS, you are out of compliance. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video.